The moon of Muharram is getting closer and closer, and it's that time of the year in which the heart begins to get restless, it begins to get uneasy, because these are the very days that the caravan of Abu Abdullah is getting closer and closer to the holy land of Karbala. And how can the heart not get restless when now the heart of Sayyidah Zainab, the blessed heart of Sayyidah Zainab, has begun to get restless? I've been asked to say about 15-20 minutes of words from Oni uncle, so inshallah I'll finish in that time. Last Muharram, in the last 10 days of Muharram, we traveled closer and closer towards Abu Abdullah. Faster and faster we traveled towards Imam Hussain alayhi salam. But as soon as those 10 days were over, Ya Abu Abdullah, we found ourselves drifting away from your love and drifting towards the love of this dunya. We became heedless of our responsibilities, we became heedless of our duties. But this year, Ya Abu Abdullah, we promised you that after these 10 days, we won't be heedless of our responsibilities, we won't be heedless of our duties. After these 10 days of Muharram, we will push on from the day of Ashur to the day of the Dhuhur, so that your blessed blood, your muqaddas blood can be avenged by the Imam of our time. Because this new Hijri year that is about to begin, it provides a new opportunity, a renewed opportunity to continue our hijrah towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our journey towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, away from this world and towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the first night of Muharram that is about to come in about 2 or 3 days, it has strange asarat, strange effects on the heart of a lover of the Ahlul Bayt. When the first night of Muharram comes, often I narrate this story to myself, which I just want to share 1 or 2 incidents with you, and then Masaib, and we finish inshallah. This story, this incident has great stories if you think, it's great lessons if you think about it. And every night, when the first night of Muharram comes, I narrate this story to myself, and I thought to share it with you. Sayyid Muhammad Baqir Musawi Hamadani, the translator of Tafsir al-Mizan that Allama Tabatabai wrote, he narrates this story. He says that in present day Hamadan, there used to live a young man by the name of Ali Kandabadi. He was a gangster, he had a bitter past, but inside him there were some beautiful traits as well. Sheikh Hassani, a narrator, a khatib, he says that one day I was invited to one of the nearby villages in Hamadan, and I went and I was returning at late night. And he says that when I was coming, it wasn't safe to stay in the wilderness, so I knocked on the gate of the city of Hamadan, and to my astonishment, to my amazement, I saw that Ali Kandabadi opened the door. He was drunk, he was yelling, shouting with a knife in his hand. So he asked me, Shaykh Hassani, where are you going this late now? What are you up to? So I told him that I'd been invited to one of the nearby cities, nearby villages. I just had to recite, and I'm returning now this late night. So he says that you guys, all of these 12 months, you just recite Noha, Majlis, Masaib, Majlis, Masaib, Majlis, Masaib. Don't you have any other work to do? So I told Ali, tonight is different. Tonight is the first night of Muharram. As soon as the drunk Ali heard that it was the first night of Muharram, he started hitting himself, shouting, screaming, Ali, what have you done with yourself? All of this sin, all of this filth, even on the first night of Muharram, so low, you've become lower than Shibn ibn al-Jawshan. He grabbed my Abba, he dragged me, and he said that, Shaykh Hassani, I want you to recite right now. So I said, how can I recite in this wilderness? A majlis, a Masaib requires a mimbar, it requires an audience. How can I recite right now? He says, I don't know all of this. I will be your mimbar. My companions, my friends will be your audience. Shaykh Hassani says that he bent to the ground, he kneeled to the ground. He made his companions sit and he made me recite the majlis. I sat on his back. And I started with the khutbah. He yelled at me, shouted at me, Shaykh Hassan, there's no time for this. Go directly to the camp of Abul Fazl al-Abbas. Tell him, Agha, your Ali has come. This is an affinity that every Shia, every Muhib has with Abul Fazl al-Abbas. No matter how far you go away from the camp of Imam Hussain, when the name of Abul Fazl al-Abbas, that's why on the 8th night of Muharram, those individuals who never come to the center, you'll find them present at the center. Because they feel they own something to Abul Fadl al-Abbas, they owe something to Abul Fadl al-Abbas. He says, go directly to the camp of Abul Fadl al-Abbas, tell him, Agha, your Ali has come. So I started reciting the Masaib, Ay Ahl Haram Mir Alam Dar Nayamad, Saqqay Haram Sayyid Salar Nayamad, I saw that he was shaking, he was crying profusely, his head in sajda. And I finished the Masaib. As soon as I finished the Masaib, we sat together. He says, Shaykh, I need one more favor from you. I said, what is that? He says, I want you to turn towards Najaf, turn towards Amir al-Mu'mineen, and tell him and promise him that your Ali will never drink again, he will never sin again. We've all finished the Masaib, we went home that night. The next day I went to the Mimbar, I told everyone, be informed that Ali Kandabadi has repented, he has changed. So after the majlis, we all went to his house, we knocked on his door, his wife opened the door. We asked about Ali, where is Ali? He says, he's gone. We said, where? He said, last night he came, he was restless, he was broken. He says, I have nowhere to go except Karbala. He went to Karbala, either he's going to come back reformed or he's never going to come back. Ali Kandabadi lived in Karbala for a short while and then he moved to Najaf. The Marja' Taqleed of that time, Mirza Shirazi, never started the prayers in the shrine of Amir al-Mu'mineen until Ali Kandabadi was present. Look at the maqam he received. One day they came for prayers, before the Maghrib prayers, a few people came to Mirza Shirazi and they told him, Agha, one of the Maraj' Taqleed have passed away. So Mirza told them, instructed them, dig a grave in the sacred shrine of Amir al-Mu'mineen. I will say my prayers will come, recite namaz al-janazah and we'll bury the scholar. They finished the Maghrib prayers, these same individuals came back and they told Mirza that there had been a mistake. We thought this individual had died, but he's actually not, he's still alive. So Mirza said, don't cover the grave, there must be some hikmah behind this. The Isha prayers started, the prayers ended. Ali Kandabadi didn't rise from his sajda. He had passed away. So Mirza told everyone who was sitting around, he says, do you know what Ali had asked from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his sajda? He had prayed to Allah, Ya Allah, I beseech you in the name of Amir al-Mu'mineen. There's an empty grave under the footsteps, under the zuwar of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Do you allow me to occupy it? If we know how much the Ahlul Bayt love us, Imam Zaman prays for us 100 times every single day. Prophet Dawood is told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Dawood, when a mu'min servant sins, when he sins and then he repents and he feels ashamed of his sin, I forgive his sin and I make all of those angels who have recorded forget and I turn it into good, and to me it does not matter. وَلَا أُبَالِي وَأَنَا أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. I'm the most merciful of all those individuals who are the most merciful.